This is my son Shane. He's putting on a helmet because we're having a beautiful bead competition. We got all kinds of stick electrodes. We got 6010, 6011. The 6012 is still on its way from Australia. We got 6013, 7014, 7018, 7018 AC, 7024. We're going to go through all of them and try to see who can make the most beautiful bead using each type of electrode. We're just starting out now, so we are on 6010. This is 3/32, 6010, and this is a 220 volt Miller Dynasty. We have it set at 80 amps, and the dig is set at 55%. So right now my son is practicing for a beautiful bead competition. He's going to have as much practice as he wants, but when he's ready to lay down a bead, he only gets one entry. So I'll film him practicing his 6010. I'll explain some of the rules of our beautiful bead competition. Some of the rules are whoever is the judge has supreme control. It's up to the judge how they judge, and whoever wins the competition, what they win is the right to be a judge. They also win the prestige, but they're the judge of the next one. You can just continue.
I'll enter this one.
Oh, he wants to enter. He's ready to lay down his bead. So this is going to be my son's entry. So are we starting from the end? He's going to start at the end. So this is going to be his 6010 entry right here. So show us the nub. The nub has to be 2 inches or less. Some of the other rules of beautiful bead competition are, I can't remember any other rules right now. You have to use one stick. Okay, so
This is a pen.
what we do is we mark it off. So Shane's going to mark off where his competition was. He's going to leave the slag on. He's going to leave the slag on while I practice. The only reason he's cleaning up the end there, which is part of the thing to be judged, the end, is because I'm going to practice a bit. So we want to mark where his entry is. And I'll show you his entry while it still has the slag on it. And he only gets one shot at 6010, so this is his one and only entry into the 6010 beautiful bead competition. And now I'm going to practice 6010. And I practice, that's one of the rules, is I can practice as much as I want, several sticks, several hours, several days, as much as I want. But once I say I'm gonna lay down a bead to compete, it's got to be, you know, just one shot. So you can film if you want, or leave the camera there. So right now I'm practicing.
Okay.
Okay.
I will film your entry.
Huh?
I will film your entry.
You could leave the camera there or film it if you want. Okay, so this is your entry. I won't sabotage it. Because it would be on camera. So this is practice. So this has to be 2 inches or less, otherwise you're going to have a restart in your entry. That was a practice. I'm going to see what it looks like. I'll leave yours alone. I got 1 porosity. It's not straight. Who's going to be the judge? You're the judge. That's 1 or 2 porosities. Okay, I'm going to compete now.
Okay.
I'm going to do it. So some of the rules, some of the rules are your bead has to be straight, it's got to be beautiful, can't have porosity, can't have blobs, it's got to be where it's supposed to be. And this is a nice bead, I wouldn't have minded entering that. So now I'm going to go for it. You're rocking the camera. So I'm going to enter now. This is going to be my 60-10 entry. I don't know where the pen is. Here it is. So we've got yours marked. Here's me right here. I gotta go slow and hot to not have porosity. This is my 60-10. This is your 60-10. Okay, this is definitely my entry. You have it on camera. I'll be in there in 15 minutes. I guess we're having a family dinner.
Okay.
Okay, so this is my official entry.
Okay.
And I'm gonna have to have a restart because my elbow is burning. So I can do this for my restart. Having a restart is not gonna help me. It's not gonna help me. So it's not looking good when you have a restart. I should have planned my elbow better. You want to know what I was thinking while I was welding that? I hope his bead has a lot of porosity. That's what I was hoping. All right, so we'll just set this down. and you can clear out your bead. We've got my entry. Here's Shane clearing off the slag off his 6010. This is my 6010, the bottom there. I have a restart in there. And while he's doing that, I'm going to use the chip and hammer on my bead. If you do that left-handed, that'd be awesome. Oh, I think I'm going to lose. Okay, so my best chance to win is if he screwed up. Okay, I'm ready for show here. You ready to show?
Yeah.
Okay, you're the judge. I'm gonna film your bead, and you can critique it using an electrode pointing at the problems. Here's the judgment of his bead. Show us where it begins and where it ends.
Right there.
Okay.
This is messed up. So I'll knock myself for that.
Okay, -1.
It's maybe a little inconsistency.
Okay, you're the judge. Up to you.
I'll take myself for that. And for that.
What are we up to? -3?
And for that.
-4?
It's my point system, but
Oh, you don't have a point system. Okay. That's fine.
There's noticing things.
You are the judge, jury, and executioner here.
And a little bit of undercut.
Yep. So, do you have a point system, or is that just is what it is?
I like it a
Huh?
lot. I like it a lot.
I like it a lot too, and I haven't seen mine yet, and I'm a little afraid. So here's mine.
And I'll give myself knocked.
Okay. He's got another ding for some kind of slag inclusion or something. Okay, so now show me my bead where it begins and where it ends.
Which is right here.
Yep, that's where it begins. Show us where it ends. There you go.
Right here.
Okay. So now go from left to right and talk about the bead, whether it's maybe wins, maybe loses, or maybe it's a tie. There's my restart.
Right here.
I already know who won this competition,
I'll give a knock for that.
but I'm not the judge.
And a tiny bit of porosity.
I guess what I'm saying is if I win, I'm going to protest. You can declare the winner now if you want to.
I think I might have won this one.
Okay, I agree. But it doesn't matter if I agree because he's the only judge. So now we're getting into 60-11. Shane won the 60-10, and he gets the 60-10 rod. Now we're moving on to 60-11. Oh, no, we're not yet. Okay, we're going to take a break before we do the 60-11. So this is part 2 of our beautiful bead competition. We already did 60-10. My son won. This is 60-11. It's also 3:30 seconds. I bought these at Home Depot for about $14. Says we can run on AC or either DC, 40 to 85 amps. Shane's going first. So do you want to have it to be 85 amps? You want it to be 85 amps?
Sure.
And the dig, we have no
Is that
idea.
maximum?
It is maximum. Do you want maximum?
Sure.
So the dig, we don't know. So we'll set it to 50 or what? We don't know. We don't know.
50 something.
Okay. We really don't know about the dig. How about we turn off the dig? What do you want to do?
I like the dig.
He likes the dig. We'll set it to 50%.
Wait, are these drag or poly?
These are drag rods.
And
So-
the
We have our polarity set to DC electrode positive because we were just welding a 60-10. You can also have AC if you want. So he's going to do some practice beads. And this is 60-11. And he's going to practice as much as he wants. And then he's going to try to lay the best bead he can. And then I'm going to take a turn, and I'm going to see if I can lay a more beautiful bead than him. So go ahead, Shane. I'm going to put on my helmet so I don't get arc eye again. Shane has never even welded with 6011 before. So that ought to work out nicely. And Shane had asked,
die out at the end there?
Shane had asked, is 6011 a drag rod? And I would remind him that 6011 is a lot like 6010. It's the AC version of 6010, which is known for whip and pause. So not a drag rod.
It died out at the end there.
Yeah, it did.
That was weird.
We don't know why it died out.
That's really weird.
It is. This should be just like
and then
6010.
I stuck it, but
yeah, you did.
That was a separate issue.
So it's just like 6010. Maybe you should run it on AC.
Sure.
Because it's kind of made to be
weird.
on AC.
That was really weird.
Okay, I'm going to film Shane changing the machine over to AC. Miller Dynasty, it's on the button on the left. That's it. And now,
80.
Now it set you to dig, 30% dig, so you want to change the dig. We want 85 amps. And the dig at 50. So now we have it on AC because it's 6011. And one of the rules in our beautiful bead competition is you get to run whatever settings you want. So he can choose AC, DC. Right now the welder is set up for reverse polarity. So he's making a bunch of noise, and that's okay. This is his first 6011 bead he's ever made. But 6011 may be just like 6010. So here he goes with more. This would be his first time welding with 6011 on AC. The welder is set to 85 amps AC. I have a fixed shade 10 lens which I use so I can film his arc. So he's inspecting his 6011 practice bead. He'll just keep on practicing until he's ready to enter his bead to the most beautiful bead contest. A little noisy, that's okay. Can you show us the one you just made? Is it interesting? I don't see any porosity. It's not ugly.
Nope.
Nope. Who knows how long you'll practice? There's no pressure. You can practice all you want. since he's never welded with 6011
this
before.
one.
He likes AC, he likes 6011, he likes the 6011 on AC.
Although it seems like it dies out right here or something. It's really weird.
Well, then you could stop.
Very strange.
Yeah, I remember that, yeah. When you get to the, when the electrode becomes short, it starts pooping out on you.
Poop on this one.
Definitely, I remember that. Show us your nub. Like I had said, one of the rules that we use for the most beautiful bead contest is that the nub has to be at most 2 inches long.
I would give this one an extra. Well, no, I can just leave. Never mind.
Yeah. He's trying to change the rules after the competition's already started. Shane has never welded with anything except for 6010, a little bit of 6013, and a fair amount of 7018. So as we go through this beautiful bead competition, I've never welded with 6012 or 7024, and I've only welded with 5 pounds of 7014, and I haven't welded with very much 7018. Both of us are pretty new to stick welding. So let's take a look at his third practice bead.
I'm cheating.
You're cheating?
Yeah.
How are you cheating?
I'm gonna enter it. I'm cleaning off my area first.
That's allowed. You can also get out the grinder.
Oh,
You could get out the grinder and you could prep the metal. You could remove the mill scale. When it comes to 7018, you would probably want to do that.
yeah.
Yeah. Again, 6011 is just about the same as 6010, except it's for people that have an AC machine. So the idea is that the 6010 and the 6011 will burn through anything, starting with mill scale. But let's just worry about 6011 right now. He has chosen to weld through mill scale. Is this your competition?
Yeah.
I'll mark it with the black pen. So now, so you're going to go from here to here. Is that your competition? What if you still have part of the rod left?
Just depends on how much rod I have.
Okay.
Why? How do you say to here?
You're good. I just want to mark it with this.
It's gonna go as long as I.
You sure can. So you want to go here?
This is the beginning, though. Yeah.
This here?
Yeah.
Okay. S 6011. Okay. He's rolling. So he's felt like he's had enough practice. probably leave it covered with slag.
Yep.
Okay, so mark the end of it. And if you do film, make sure to hold the camera really still, huh? Break the shit out of it. Well, I'm gonna practice a little bit. Okay, my turn to practice and compete. Remember not to block the camera too much. Well, the settings are certainly high enough.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah. See, I've got it blocking the camera. I'm protecting yours. Okay, so that had a straightness problem. The settings are really hot.
Yeah, there.
Yeah, really hot. But I'm going to keep them hot because I don't want to get porosity.
Nice.
So I'm going to do at least one more practice. I'll be practicing with this stick and yet another stick. Yep, the settings are set really hot. So that's interesting. Okay, so that wouldn't be presentable. So I'm going to have to practice another one. So watch that block the camera. So I'm going to try to have a whip and pause, consistent travel speed, consistent arc length. If you wanted, you could film the voltage while I run this stick. The blue tape is the top of the camera. Yeah, it peters out at the end.
Yeah.
Yep. The 6010 wasn't doing that. And I remember it did that before too. Okay, that's approaching presentable.
Okay.
Approaching presentable, I'm ready to compete.
Okay.
Yes, I am. Okay, the settings are obviously really hot.
Yeah.
I know. So I don't know why I want to do that. So we're going to mark it. You want to mark it? The tape's right, the pen's right here. Right there. The pen. Gonna start here. I had no porosity. Very hot settings. And there's my nub. It's 2 inches or less. So I'll film since you're the judge, and you can uncover both. Let's do yours first. So this is his bead right here. Trying to make it look pretty. Okay, you want to go over it now? With an electrode? So show us where it begins and ends. Okay.
There.
Yep. And it ends. Show us where it ends. Okay, good. So tell us about the bead from right to left.
From right to left.
No, sorry, from left to right.
Kind of must have pulled it there. Undercut.
Inconsistent width. He sees undercut. Yep, I agree. Undercut.
And
That spatter could have been from other things.
this?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't remember.
I was talking about this spatter here.
Oh. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess that would. There is a lot of spatter damage.
Okay, so there it is. Do you have anything more to say about your bead?
Something right here. Porosity, I guess.
Huh? Okay. Is that
It looks
slag?
like a little. I don't know.
Okay. So hold this camera. I'm going to clean mine off.
Alright. Yeah, take the stick.
I don't think you need to beat up on the slag that much. It started where? Oh, it started where? Where is it? It probably ended here. It probably started here.
Yep.
This says, okay, it started here, went from here to here.
Okay.
It went to here, ended here. So it went from here to here.
Alright.
Okay. I don't know if it focuses that close up. Yeah, the slag on 6011 should come off pretty easy.
Yeah.
Here I'm trying to polish it up and make it pretty. And I think I might have a little bit of slag on there. Okay. All right. You are the judge. So you could tell me about my 6011. It goes from here to here.
I'll say that he won.
He declares me the winner. I will not object. Do you have any criticism of it, though? For example, it's not straight, it's inconsistent, it has porosity, it has undercut. Criticize it, I can take it.
It looks pretty good because you like keyholed it in anyway.
Yeah.
Which is a good thing.
Yep. It is not a bad 6011
I
bead.
like it.
So let's see what's next. 6013. Let's get into the 6013. We'll get right into the 6013. So you can practice with 6013. While you're doing that, I'll put away the 6011. Here's what we have to say about the 6013. Watch out, Bob. Block the camera.
So you're going to put away the 6011?
Yes. This is the 6013 that I bought at Home Depot. It cost about $14.97. It's 330 seconds. So far, that's all we've been welding with today. This is 6013, 330 seconds. Here we have the settings. Run it on AC or straight or reverse polarity. So basically, there's no wrong polarity. 70 to 100 amps. So I'm going to guess that he wants 100 amps. We have no idea where to set the dig. We have no idea. Should it be 30? Should it be 50? Should it be 60? We should Google it. I'll probably Google it while he's practicing. So right now, do you want AC or DC electrode positive? I'll get that. You're not sure? How about AC? How about max? You're good then. I guess we don't need all of them, do we? 6013. Get my grubby fingers all over them.
I believe. Can we use both?
You can use either or. You can try. You can experiment.
So, like, what are you supposed to do?
Either one.
Out of memory.
Either one.
Crash courses.
70 to 100.
Okay.
Right now it's set to AC. So you can choose AC or DC.
Go with DC.
He's going to go with DC electrode positive, which is DC. And if you want the max amperage for these 6013s, the max amperage is 100 amps for the 330 seconds. For the 330 seconds, 6013. Look at all these 6010s. Oh, all right, all right, all right. Excuse me. Staying organized.
Yeah.
Okay. So run those 6013s. Medium penetration, general use, heavy, slag, drag rod. All right. Practice all you want. And I won the last competition, so I'll be your next judge.
Yep.
I'm going to be fair.
Okay.
I'm going to be a fair judge. Fair yet harsh. So with the 6013, you can expect heavy slag, easy to remove. Expect a more beautiful bead.
With colors.
Yep.
Very colorful.
Look at all the pretty colors.
That was really nice. I could see the puddle over there. Well.
Yeah, exactly.
All the slag.
Yep. Shiny. So he seems to agree that the 6013 is easy to use. I've always found the 6013 easy to use. All 5 pounds of it that I've used. I've only used 5 pounds of 6013 in my entire life.
Huh.
And Shane has used about 4 or 5 rods of 6013 in his whole life. And it was today. Here, let me get you here. Man. Okay. One thing you could note is all this 5/8 inch plate that we bought today. That plate that he's welding on, I think I bought 18 of them for about $12 each. Each one of these plates weighs about 34 pounds. So the slag is easy to remove. As advertised. All right. You should have entered that one. Yeah, you should have. So you didn't declare it, so it's practice. Here, I'll get that. Yeah, for the competition, you might want to wipe off the dust off your skin. That could be embarrassing when you see your dad wiping off your face. You know? Nice! You should have entered that. I'm going to be the judge. Okay, so I don't know if you want to practice more or you want to.
I'll go for it.
He's going to go for it. Marking 6013. Understand that you're going to go here and follow along the toe of that weld. Straight, okay?
Alright.
And you're sure you don't want to practice more?
Yep.
You want to enter.
Yep.
He wants to enter 6013. Okay. Well, I will film you welding your competition bead.
Alright.
So you must like the settings.
Yep. They're a little high.
The settings are DC electrode positive, 100 amps, dig set to 50%. Do you want to leave the slag on there and be judged now? No, no, that doesn't make sense.
Okay.
I think I'm gonna. How we usually do it is I do my thing now. We're gonna leave the slag on to protect his bead while I practice. Unless you want to remove the slag and be judged immediately.
Nah.
Be judged against something that doesn't exist.
Dude.
Okay, so now it's time for me to practice.
Do you have a pen?
Yeah, we do need a pen.
Well, I guess I'll break it now.
Okay, you want to break it now? You want to be judged now?
Yep.
Okay, he's gonna get judged now. Okay, go ahead.
Because I
Take it
broke
off now, because you did it, huh? Okay. He's gonna go for the instant judgment. And I'm the judge, so you're gonna have to hold this while I judge you. And like I said, I'm gonna be fair yet harsh.
You have
A what? Oh, okay. Well, we'll fix that with stick welder.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
It kind of works for it, I guess.
Our,
No, it doesn't.
our slag chipping hammer has been damaged. I'll fix that. Why don't you just fix that now?
With the welder?
With, let me see. With the 6010, let me see. Yep, with the 6010.
Alright.
Okay, so he's gonna, we got a little detour here. He's gonna fix the slag chipping hammer with the 6010 rod. There's some 6010s right there, I think. I'm sure these are 6010s. So we got a spontaneous, what happened was the top fell off my fancy slag chipping hammer. I had $8 invested in it.
It'll be fixed.
Yeah. Okay, he's gonna fix it.
This will be a good experiment.
Yep.
For me, I don't know if it's experiment.
So what you're gonna do is do it, say, on the aluminum. Do it on the aluminum, and you know, tack. You know how it goes. He knows how it goes. You could even consider putting the ground on it.
Is this okay to do on AC? Or
Nope. That
am I on DC?
Shane has just reminded me that we're using 6010, so it has to be on. Well, we're gonna go on. Yeah, it was already on DC,
Oh, okay.
and we're gonna set the arc, the dig to 55, and the amperage at 80. I remember. Okay, so you guys get a bonus chipping hammer repair. That looks like a real light tack, my man.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was more of the tack I would expect. And we'll test it immediately. I'm sure that's good enough. Yeah.
Not this one?
Whatever you want to do. You're in full charge of the chipping hammer repair. It's not going to be grounded. Okay. There you go. Hold on like this.
Was I doing that the whole time?
No.
Are you sure?
Well, if you got an arc, it was grounded. I feel like that's good enough.
Yeah.
Okay, so hold this, and I'm going to judge. Or did you want to continue with your slag removal?
Either way.
It's up to you. You probably want to at least brush it off with a brush.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're getting to where we're going to judge his 6013 bead here. Do you want me to judge it now, or did you want to wire brush it off more?
Go for it.
I'm going to judge it. Okay, hold that.
I will brush it off a little.
Okay. You polish it up, make it look pretty. But now this gives me an advantage because I know what I have to beat.
Yep.
Yeah. So I get a distinct advantage. Okay, so this is the 3/32 6013 bead that Shane has presented as a beautiful bead. It's his settings were 100 amps, DC electrode positive, the dig set to 50%. So like it here, and you're filming it. You're coming along here, and I'm going to go -1 because the width of your bead got narrower. -1. Coming along here. That's a little high, a little low, so that gets you to -2. I'm going to ding you again for being high here. That's -3. And then coming in here, I see a little bit of undercut. That's -4. Unfortunately, your bead got narrower here, so that's -5. And then it comes along here, and I do believe you've lost your straightness. So that's -6. You get a score of -6 in my opinion. So that's what you get. For better or worse. Okay. So now I'm going to try to make a more beautiful 6013 bead, okay?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I'd like to point out that I can't get the slag off of that now without the slag hammer knocking. Never mind.
Yeah. So you can set the camera down if you want. Yeah, this hammer's good to go.
Alright.
The slag hammer's good to go. Make sure you hold the camera on it really, really stiff.
Yeah.
Okay, so I need some 6013. And I'm going to do a little bit of metal prep.
Yeah.
This is practice. But I'm going to mark you here in case we need to go back. In case it's a too close call. 6013. 6013. I put an S13 there. Okay. So now here's my practice. All right, drag rod. This stuff peters out toward the end. Did you notice that?
Huh?
This stuff peters out toward the end.
Yeah, I'm gonna get back.
Okay. Well, that was a disaster. This is my practice 6013. It doesn't have porosity, but it's not impressive. Looks like it went off course a little. I'm going to compete now, but this isn't it. This is practice. It went pretty nicely. Not to block the camera. Okay, I like it, love it, want more of it. I like it a lot. So there's my entry. There's practice. Look at that. Yep. Can you point to the bead I just made? Yep. So this is my entry now to the 6013 Most Beautiful Bead Contest. Like I said, the 6012 is still making its way here from Australia. I couldn't find any of that in the United States. I could either buy it from Poland or England or Australia. So here I go with the 6013. I guess I like the settings. Nobody has changed the settings.
They're the same?
Yep, we got the read the max off the box. Okay, here's my mark. I'm going to put a little X, okay?
Oh, yeah.
X marks the spot. Okay. Let me see checking out my competition here. I like it when you're in a competition and you're the judge. That's good. I like how I've set this up.
I think you won last time.
I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm the judge, yeah. Okay, that felt very questionable. Okay, so if you want to hold the camera. So you can film this here. The camera's on, so film this here, like this. Film it like from this angle. Okay, and hold the camera still. So probably with two hands. So this is my 6013 bead, and here's a newly repaired chipping hammer. Okay, the slide's coming off okay. So how I judge my beads is I go -1 for each defect. So here I'm making it nice and pretty for the judge, which is me. Okay, so moving left to right, it started here. Right here, I go -1 because here it's narrow and here it's wide. -1. Here's something happened over there. Possible -2. I'm gonna let that go. Coming up here, there it's wider, so that's a -2. Coming along here, it's okay. This is a -1 because it got narrower, so that brings us to -3. And then come up here, there's a little pinch there, and then the thing there's a -4. And then another pinch here where the bead gets more narrow, so that's a -5. So now we're tied, and it's not looking good. We go like this, it got more narrower, so that's got to be a -6. And then it seems to get wider here, so that's a -7. And that is a losing bead. And for straightness, I'm good. And for porosity, I'm good. So it's not a terrible bead. The problem I had was it was wide, narrow, wide, narrow, wide, narrow. So the winning bead is over here because it has score -5. 5 defects. So now you get to be the next judge. For, I want to say 7014.
Alright.
Shane has never ever welded with 7014. So that was 6013, and now we get to 7014. Here's the 7014. It's 1/16. It's really small, tiny little electrodes. Neither one of us has ever welded with a 1/16 electrode. So tiny, tiny electrodes. So me and him don't know much about 7014. So high-speed iron powder type, so it's a fast fill. We're going to run it on AC. Smooth arc characteristics, good arc stability, low spatter, produces medium to low penetration. Outstanding slag removal and bead appearance.
Tiny.
High deposition and high speed of travel. It's tiny. He's ready to go. So these are, yeah, 1/16 electrodes. That is tiny. Here's Shane for the very first time striking a bead with 7014. This stuff has a lot of slag. When I used this stuff, it was like butter.
Yeah.
Yeah. How come you don't love the slag removal hammer anymore?
Huh?
You don't like the
trying to
slag?
get a little tiny bit.
Okay, right. All right, go ahead.
Remember? Right here.
Yep. Are you wondering where you are?
Yeah.
I think you're here. You like the 7014? Smooth arc? No?
Nah.
You probably don't like it because it's 1/16. Before you write it off, please try a larger 7014. Okay. See, the best thing is that welding is never frustrating. I think the cruddy time you're having is because it's a 1/16 electrode, not because it's 7014.
Yeah.
I've never used a 1/16 electrode. But you need to use a tight arc, you know.
I mean, it's not that bad. It's good, I guess, but
Yeah, just keep on
that's
practicing.
pretty bad.
Keep on practicing.
like how you can feed material.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What do you mean feed material?
Try it when you try it.
Okay. So my impressions of the 7014 when I used it, I had some like 5/32 or 1/8 inch, and it was amazing. So the issue you're having is because it's 1/16.
Huh?
Here.
Then it's my issue
Point
pass.
to the bead you just made. Point to the bead you just made. I can see what it is. But point for the viewers of the video bead. Okay. Yeah, we always go left to right like you'd write a book. Yes. Looks pretty dandy. So yeah, welding with 1/16 electrodes. They don't make any smaller. So the arc has to be 1/16 maximum. And this is a drag rod. It's light to medium penetration, so you could compare it to 6012 or 6013. 6012 having light penetration, 6013 having medium penetration. Is the dig set to 30?
Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay. So tell us what it was like welding that bead.
Good. The end there is testing, putting material into it, which I know
okay.
it's not a thing. I was just curious.
This flux has a lot of iron powder in it. So it's a fast fill. Yeah.
Yeah, you can just you can just push material right into it.
The flux may have up to 50% iron powder.
Huh.
So, you know, fast fill because you're melting the steel electrode and all the iron powder from the flux.
Yeah.
Yep. So are you still practicing?
I guess I'll enter.
He's ready to compete. Shane is ready to compete with his 7014 bead. This is a 1/16 electrode. I think he's running it on AC. Do you know how many amps you have? How many amps?
60.
60 amps, that's a lot.
Oh.
That's the highest it's set on the box. And the dig is set to 30.
Yeah.
He set the dig to 30 because it was a 7014 and that sounds like a 7018. So that's why he set the dig to 30.
Got a little
How
crazy
long
at
was
the
your
end there.
nub? How long was your nub? Was it long enough? You don't need to show me. You can just tell me. Was it a long nub?
Kind of blew up at the end a little bit there.
Okay. So is that it? Let's check it out. You're the judge, so you could judge it now. I'm filming, so you could clean the flux off or the slag. Doesn't the slag on 7014 come off real easily?
Yeah.
Okay. Making it pretty for the judge. I found that doesn't do anything. Okay. Okay, so get out of the light so it's in the light. And then take an electrode and judge it. Can you start by showing us where it is? Oh, over there. Sorry. Okay, good. Good, so that'll be fine. If you use your left hand to point things out, it'll be good. Okay. So show us your bead. All right, tell us about the judgment. Speechless?
Huh?
Are you speechless?
I was thinking.
Okay.
I don't know what to call this, but it's all really low. It's not undercut. And a lot of porosity at the end.
Oh.
Kind of a general explosion.
Yeah.
And my nub was too short.
Your what?
My nub was too short.
Your nub was too short. It can't be too short.
Huh?
Oh, it's
Was
too
that
long?
a disqualification?
No. You disqualified as too long. Let me look at it.
Can't be too short?
It looks to me like, well, I'm not the judge. But yeah, you do have an issue there at the end. All serviceable.
I think it's straight though.
But you're the judge. It is definitely straight, yeah.
Extreme loss
Yep.
in there. And I know
Right,
what
now I'm
happened
going
at
to
the end.
practice
It
with
was extra bad.
7014. What?
And I remember that happening, and I remember it was extra bad.
Yep. Now I'm practicing with 7014s. This is the first time I've ever used a 1/16 electrode. Okie dokie. I see what I need to beat there, but you're the judge. You got yours? That's a serious contender. Wow, this is a tiny electrode. Isn't it?
Do you say you've never tried one?
I've never, no.
That's awesome. It's amazing. I got used to it though.
I can't see very
I'm
well.
not gonna look.
I can't see.
You want me to lower the garage a little bit?
No.
You sure?
Yeah.
There. Seems like that'd be a good thing to do.
Oh, I can see why they call it a fast fill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so.
What are we talking about dumping material? Because it just fills the puddle with material, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so that weld looks like crud. Not consistent. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag.
Make sure you don't want some light.
Yeah, you can lower the garage. I'm going to turn it down 3 amp. And the dig is set to 30.
Does that do anything?
I'd have it down, go down further. Wow. Such a skinny electrode.
Does that work?
Yep. Okay, well that's going to take some adjusting.
Yeah.
Or are we talking about adding material? Do you know what I'm talking about?
If you put the electrode in there, it melts material into your world.
If you put the electrode in the puddle, what
That's
happens?
Good. That's good advice, huh?
If you put the electrode in the puddle, what happens?
You can dip the electrode into add material.
And
It's
then
really
what
stupid.
happens?
That's really stupid, but
So I should try it. You dip the electrode in the puddle?
it's interesting.
Okay, I will do it.
Because the dig's not very high. Do you mind if I smoke out there?
Yeah. No, I don't mind. Okay, well that's getting there. I gotta definitely turn down the settings. At this point I'm talking to the camera machine.
Then you won't be able to add material.
Well, I'm just trying to make a beautiful bead. I'm still practicing with 7014s. Well, this is going very badly, working with such small electrodes. There I did not go in a straight line. It wasn't terrible, but it wasn't in a straight line. And when I can't make a straight line, it makes me feel stupid or uncoordinated. So next time we come along here, you're going to see this mistake. So I am going to concentrate on welding in a straight line. Also, the amperage was too low. It sure was. Okay, we're going to go 55. And I'm going to turn off the dig. Got no dig. 55 amps, no dig. Just turn it off. Always goes real badly at the end. It doesn't peter out at the end like the 6011 and the 6013 would peter out at the end.
Yeah.
I'm ready to compete.
Okay.
I sure am. That weld bead gave me a glimmer of hope. Shane is judging my 7014 bead. That's where it ends and it begins at the left. So tell me how he did, Shane. Considering
it might have been a little bit cold.
I know,
The
that's
whole
what I
thing?
thought too. Yeah, the whole thing. That's not good.
And porosity. Not that bad though.
Porosity.
Yeah,
Okay.
right there.
Oh yeah, definitely had an issue at the end.
And
I had a terrible time with the 116 electrode.
I'm not gonna give you a mark for that because
Okay. So
I
do you
don't know
know
where mine was.
whose was more beautiful?
We have to find mine.
He has forgotten what his looks like. So here we are searching for his.
It might have, no, because this is the last one, right? Is that the last one?
This was my practice.
I remember doing this.
This was my practice. Could have been this one.
Is it this one?
I don't know.
That's a problem.
I think it was.
Yeah? I'm gonna go with that.
Yeah, I think it was this one.
Okay, let's go with that. It says something, I can't read it.
It is marked. So that is it. You're judging from here to here. This bead against this bead from here to here. So again, this is my bead. This is your bead. And which one do you say is more beautiful?
I like mine.
You like yours better?
Yep.
Honestly, that's what I would have said too. Not by a landslide.
No, they're pretty similar.
So you win again?
Because we both
Okay, now we're going to go to 7018.
we both messed up at the end.
Yes, we
The
did.
exact
The
same.
end is tough.
And these
So
are
now
too
we're gonna
small.
go-
These are tiny.
The 116th aren't any fun to use. So now we're going to go right into the 7018.